cut out whatever, all that.
Did you think there was pressure?
There is.
Oh, it's
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Take your time, it's alright.
Hey,
Hey everyone.
I'm Dad. This is Dill.
Hello.
Dill's unfortunately enough to be my son.
And I'm lucky enough to have this guy as my dad. We thought we'd make a podcast, and we'll talk about, issues that everyone can sort of relate to, and, things going on in the world, and how they affect us and how we learn from them and stuff. And we hope it helps you.
And maybe some issues that you can't relate to.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Maybe there's someone in your life that, is going through some things or has told you some things, or, and this will help you relate to them or understand a bit better. We're not perfect, nobody is, but, we're just here to have a chat, father and son, and hopefully you guys will enjoy being along for the ride. So let's get into it.
So I'll start with this morning because that's probably a fairly good topic. It's quite poignant. So this morning I woke up at what I thought was 7 o'clock in the morning, but for some reason my phone and my watch had gone to New South Wales times. I don't know why, I don't understand how, but it was 8 o'clock and
We're an hour different.
an hour ahead of time. And in the space of time that I'm in at the moment, which isn't a great space of time, the bottle shop was important to me in the morning. And the bottle shop opened at 9 o'clock, so I arrived at the bottle shop at 9 o'clock in the morning. Woohoo! And the guy said, sorry, we don't open till 9 o'clock. And I looked at my watch and my phone, and I was like, oh, it's 9 o'clock.
You're an hour early.
Apparently I was on New South Wales time. So so that gives you an idea of where my mental health is at the moment. And I think mental health is something that's
Important.
well, it's important, but it's also something that is underrated in our society. You can have a flu, you can have a cold, you can have COVID, and you get days off for that. Whereas if you have mental health issues, apparently that's not, relevant.
Yeah. Just suck it up and deal with it.
Yep.
And don't let it affect everyone else, apparently,
No, don't let it affect you, don't let it affect your family and the burden. And it does place an enormous burden on your family.
Mission impossible. But yeah, we all have our things, we all have our struggles, we all have our outlets, and some of us have people to talk to about that sort of stuff, and some don't, and some would like to, but maybe they're too ashamed or too uncomfortable, or feel like very alone, and so it's hard for some people. And
It's sort of, it's ironic that when someone talks about, their mental health in the public, they get applauded for it.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like, shouldn't we applaud everyone?
Yeah. It's true. Wow. Yeah.
And if it's encouraged, mental health affects, all realms of society. You can be, you can be successful, you can be apparently from the outside world successful, like a strong person, and you still have these mental health issues.
Yeah.
And they can be for many different reasons. They can be, what you've experienced as a child, what you've experienced, going through your life,
Yeah.
what you're experiencing now. They don't just disappear. It's
Mm.
not like the flu.
Yeah.
The flu, you have it for 6, 7 days,
Yeah.
you get over it.
Sort of easy to prescribe and
Yeah,
medicate.
you take some medication.
Yeah.
And
You can look at me too sometimes. You
I like looking at you.
Cool.
You're a good person to look at.
Mm.
But it does, it does put a pressure on everyone around you, whereas other, health issues, they don't necessarily put that pressure on people, and they don't last as long. Mental health can last for
Yeah.
20, 30, 40 years.
Kind of dig itself in there and bring up issues later, or
Yeah,
and
come out.
Sometimes you hold them in. If you hold them in for long enough, they can't help but come out, and it snowballs. It's an avalanche. It kind of can hit you at once. I think that's why it's important to be cliche, but take it a step at a time and try to deal with one thing at a time. But mental health it's hard to resolve things, especially when you're by yourself and.
And I don't want this, our first podcast. How happy are we?
Amen. It's like,
But I've had a fantastic life.
you're only halfway there too.
Like,
Got a while to go.
I've played in a premiership with this guy. Played in a premiership.
We played AFL together. We had the privilege of playing on the same
In a
team.
premiership grand final, like,
We won a granny, so that was pretty cool.
who does that? I have 3 beautiful daughters.
Yeah.
I have a loving parent, a loving mum now. My dad's passed away, but mental illness does not stop because you're having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
And I've,
Yeah.
I've, I've been in moments where everyone around me has been having a great time, and
Yeah.
I've been having a great time too.
Mm.
But it's such a it's like a bacteria that gets into you, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
how about this,
Mm.
And I don't want to make this all doom and gloom, because it's not. I've
Yeah.
had great friendships, I've had great relationships.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I have a great son who talked me into doing this. I hope that's over the 5-minute threshold.
No,
But let's talk about something different.
Okay.
Let's change the topic completely,
okay.
okay? Because we don't want it to be like,
Yeah.
depressive.
Yeah, that's right.
And it is. Supermarkets.
Supermarkets.
What do you think about supermarkets?
Well, I enjoy going, but I
You
don't.
enjoy going to the supermarket?
But that's because I don't go very often. That's the wife's. She's sort of.
The wife.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was slightly,
Yeah, yeah. But that sometimes that's just how it goes. Like when we first were together. Maybe I would grab it one week and she'd grab it the next week or whatever. But
And so now that you've been together longer,
yes,
that's
that's a responsibility. But no, I think she likes cooking and she's Japanese, so she has like a certain kind of she likes going to Japanese shops and buying things from there and then whatever else we need, she'll go and she'll get that. She happens to work near a grocer, so it kind of it fits.
So we're in Brisbane at the moment. Okay.
Yeah. And but when I do go, once in a blue moon, I enjoy it because it's almost fun for me, riding shopping trolleys, making fun of the things she's buying, sneakily adding things to the cart, and she'll see it and be like, You know, oh, we put that there. You know, because normally it's just what she.
I like doing that to other people's shopping trolleys, putting things into their shopping trolleys that they don't see.
Yeah.
And they must get to the checkout. They're like,
Oh. Yeah.
what this in here for?
And then they think it was their You've had goblin shit for.
One of my worst things about the supermarket, I cannot stand when a new checkout opens. Okay, everyone's been there, everyone knows.
Yeah.
The new checkout opens, and the last person in the aisle, in the line, goes to that.
Yeah. And not the first person. Not the second.
Is there not some common sense there? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to, you know, like. Well, I think you do. I think you actually need to coordinate people because that's how selfish and sensitive they are to other people. That you need to go over to that first person in that aisle and say, "Listen, I'm opening a checkout. Can you come over here, please?" Surely, like, why does that not happen?
Are you saying that the person should have to come and tell those people, or are you saying the people at the back of the merch line?
I think that's the server, the staff member
Yeah.
has to actually come over because people are just so insensitive.
Oh,
They
they
don't
don't get the second person in line. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Opposed
Yes.
to the fourth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Is that what you meant?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And another thing that annoys me at supermarkets is when the people. Geez, this topic's taken over, hasn't it?
Yeah.
When people like put a trolley.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Maybe I spend too much time in supermarket.
Don't get me started on
Yeah, I know. But they put a trolley on one side of the aisle, so they're in aisle seven.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
They put the trolley on aisle 7, and then they stand on the other side of the aisle to get what they need,
Yeah. It should be
blocking everybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why I have mental problems. This is why I drink consecutive amounts of alcohol drinks in a certain period of time. And don't get me wrong, I don't drink solidly all the time. I do have sessions where I am solid. Okay. And I think this is part of the reason.
Yep. Alright, so shopping trolley should stay in your hip pocket pretty much.
Yes.
You got to keep it. It's with you. It
should be on your side.
It's your handbag. It's with you. It's got to be in.
It's yours.
This is your space in the supermarket. Don't make it.
Yeah, it's not a maze. The supermarket isn't a maze.
Yeah.
Whoa. Look. Where's your? Oh, your trolley's open.
Yeah. It's bad enough when you've got someone's filling a shelf and they've got the whole thing in front of something you want. I can understand it. Normally they're pretty understanding. Hey mate, do you mind if I just grab something from behind there? But you shouldn't have to do that with every person in their trolley. You know what I mean?
And also,
it's not mates.
We're competing with the supermarket staff now too, who are actually doing shopping for people who can't sort of be bothered doing shopping,
or they're too old, or that maybe they're on a timely schedule and they need to pick it up as opposed to doing the shopping themselves. Maybe.
What happened to those people before when they were old? How did they get shopping? There was no delivery. There was no staff work. How did they get their shopping? Oh, maybe sons and daughters doing their shopping.
Maybe they just ran out of time. Maybe it became.
Maybe they didn't eat.
Yeah. Maybe.
I haven't eaten for a few days.
Oh no.
I ate.
Yeah. You haven't eaten enough over the last few days.
Yes,
Say that much.
But
maybe it just. I think like a lot of things, it's become very accessible and very easy, and it fits into their life. So some people it's laziness, some people it's maybe they're anxious or whatever, and then some people it's just it fits. Maybe they've got to pick kids up from school, but they also want to do shopping, and so they have that shopping delivered at their door, so that when they come home, the shopping's ready. They just put it away. So
are you calling people lazy?
Huh?
Are you calling people lazy?
Oh well, people, No, I'm saying.
Or is it convenience?
Convenient. So I'm saying some people maybe it's lazy, maybe they've had a few too many, and maybe they couldn't be asked, so they, you know. But I guess that's still convenience, isn't it? And then for others, it's pure like schedule's busy, schedule's backed. We can get delivered. I should do that rather than spending half an hour at the shops, and then I've got kids with me, and then so it takes out that sort of element, which I can understand. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things that aren't like they used to be. Yeah, it's fascinating, kind of.
I remember like back in the day.
Yesterday.
Um, my parents used to go shopping on, I think it was like every Friday. It was like a routine.
Yeah.
It was either a Friday or a Thursday to align with payday.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Which wouldn't have been much because they were getting paid cash back in that day.
Yeah.
So like, how much cash could you give someone? But we used to go shopping, and it was SSW. Yeah, there you go. Like, he doesn't even know what SSW is. SSW was a supermarket. I can't even remember what it stood for.
Okay.
But it was SSW, and if you remember what SSW was,
Let us know.
I'm really sorry. Okay.
Let us know.
I'm really sorry
Let us know
that you're as old as me or older. Okay. But it was SSW. It was in Melbourne, and after my parents used to do the supermarket shopping, which was all in paper bags, of course.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, no one brought their own bags.
Mm.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
No one brought their own bags, so you would bring paper bag. You wouldn't bring paper bags. The supermarket would just give them to you. You didn't even have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 10 cents.
How big were the bags?
They were fairly big. They were like...
How did the milk go in them? Like, was it to handle it, or you have to like crack a little bit?
Well, milk back then, it wasn't in plastic containers.
It was glass.
No, it was glass, or it was cardboard. Cardboard things, yeah.
Okay,
but you didn't have like 2 litres.
It wasn't 3 litres.
It was 1 litre. Okay. Like, that made sense back then.
Yeah.
You don't want to lug this big thing.
And no one drank milk like me, so it wasn't. It was just for coffee or whatever, wasn't it? Or what?
No one drinks milk like you do in the entire existence of the universe.
Slow down a little bit, but
this guy, I reckon 9-10 litres of milk a week. So he's a alcoholic with milk. I can do that. So after the supermarket shop, we would go to the fish and chip shop because that's what everybody got.
yeah.
Basically on a Friday night.
And that was in paper too.
It was.
Mm. Don't you think it's a bit of a side note, but still sort of there? Don't you think it's a little bit ironic and funny that we convert, to be environmentally friendly, everything's cardboard straws or paper this, but that's the trees, brother. Like, isn't that just, it's still like the environment, but it's like less harm.
It's less destructive.
Yeah.
So the result is less effective. But it's sort of funny that we've gone back to what we were.
It is.
Like, it took us 40 years to figure out that we're actually like messing up the planet because of what we're doing.
Because plastic doesn't break down,
I mean, I remember when the first McDonald's stores opened up in Melbourne. The first McDonald's stores opened up in Melbourne.
Bit of hype. No.
Oh, well, there wasn't the hype that there would have been today because there was no media, there was no Facebook, there was none of that. But there was like...
They just showed you on paper bags. McDonald's.
No, they had it on the side of trains.
Like,
No, but I don't even know. I think it was just actually voice.
Okay.
Like, kids told you.
Word of mouth.
They said, "Oh, do you want a Happy Meal?" And I was like, "I want to be happy." Does that change my mental instability? Yes, I want a Happy Meal. do I get a toy? Oh yes, you get a toy.
Toy.
So I went there. But it was, and for those of you who know Melbourne, it was in Camberwell. Okay, and Camberwell was, quite a nice suburb,
Mm-hmm.
but it had, I think it was one of the first McDonald's in Australia.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. It
Yeah.
might have been like the first or the ninth or
Well, that's
10th.
still one of them.
But it was still pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
it was there. It was in the main street of Camberwell. I can't remember the road. Camberwell Road, perhaps.
Mm.
That's probably a good guess. But times have changed.
Yeah. What did they have, like just a sort of like a basic little menu, like could you get a quarter pounder, or was it just like a cheeseburger?
Oh, I think the offerings on the menu at that time were a Big Mac.
Yeah.
It was probably bigger, but then it became smaller, and then it was reasonably big back then.
Yeah.
So you had a Big Mac, you had a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger was always part of it. You had a junior burger as well.
Yeah.
There was, I don't know whether there was nuggets, but there was a Happy Meal for sure.
Okay. You can get meals.
There was apple pie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, you got meals.
They had apple pie.
Yeah. Back then, like apple pie, and the apple pie back then was no, but it was different.
Okay.
I don't know whether other people would say that. It was just like it was really like crusty, and it was sweet on the outside of the pastry. I'm not sure,
Okay.
and maybe it's just because I haven't had it so much since. But
Now they're just like a sort of like.
and the cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, the McDonald Lane cookies.
Oh really?
Have you had them? They were like next level. Like
Really?
you would go to McDonald's sometimes just to get the McDonald Lane cookies,
Wow.
and they'd have like the burglar and
Mm.
I don't know Ronald McDonald, but I didn't care about Ronald McDonald. I
Mm.
liked the burglar. But they were like cookies,
Yeah.
and
They were
they
just
were
McDonald's.
they were just cookies. They were so good.
Do they smell like funny or anything? Because I think Subway cookies kind of smell funny.
You think Subway cookies smell funny?
I think it's
What, the choc chip or the
I think it's because of the environment. Like everything's like
that they're in?
Yeah, so it's got a very
They smell
way.
vegetable-y.
Almost. I don't know. They're nice. They're nice. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it just has a funny smell.
You could be right. You could be
It's
right.
like you know it's a Subway cookie.
And it could be like the transportation of them.
Maybe with the bread.
Yeah. What's your favourite Subway roll? Like, what do you order?
Maple. Maple.
Yeah,
Maple.
same.
Maple.
So,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we should be father and son.
Oh shit! We should start. a
And
podcast.
what do you get? What do you get? Like,
Oh, well, I used to be a bit of a bitch, I'd get just meatball and like,
lettuce and tomato.
yeah, just like that. But now I just go put everything, but no olives. I fucking I hate olives.
You hate olives?
I always try them. I'll give them a chance. Everything I don't like,
You
I'll
give them a chance.
I'll keep giving it a chance. Yeah.
When do you think they're going to change? Like,
Is that too naive of me? No, because my taste will change. My taste changes.
oh,
Your taste
no, well,
changes, so.
that's admirable.
So I give them a chance just to make sure, because I don't want to hate things. I don't want to not like things. I want to.
But you're like that with people too.
I don't want to not like people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay because it comes back. I'm very. I work hard on the sleeve, a bit like you. You know what I mean? I'm hard on the sleeve. So if you don't like someone, it's probably going to come back to you. So I
Is
try.
that why you don't hate them?
No, it might be why I make more of an effort to make more of an effort.
To understand them.
Yeah, to understand them or because I want to be liked. I think it's not
Is
everyone.
that what you want to be like?
Yeah, I don't think everyone wants to be liked, but I want to be liked.
No, people certainly don't want to be liked, not by the behaviour that they portray. I wouldn't say that I want to be liked, but
Okay.
but I want to try and understand people who are different to
Yeah.
what I like.
Okay.
But then there are some people that are just like,
Yeah. you can do with it.
Yeah. I'm not going to put F in.
Yeah. Mm.
But
And I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's not a good thing to want to be liked, you know, by
no,
everyone.
it's
because it's
not.
impossible.
It's not because then you lead yourself to be like abused.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people won't reciprocate, you know, or they don't feel the same way. They just sort of, they exist, and if you like them, you like them. If not, so be it, you know. But sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge too, you know.
I've talked about this a few times with different people, like
Okay.
different people that I know and
Yeah.
stuff, and they feel that some people, like, you know how you work with people,
Yeah.
and they're just not like, they're not really likable.
Okay.
And I don't want that to seem harsh, but then they're not like, oh, you know, this person, everybody likes them.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then there are other people who, you know, it's like nobody really likes them. Like they might do their job okay and all the rest. But I've always wondered, how are they when they're away from work?
Okay.
So if people that they work with generally don't like them, what do other people think of them?
Like family and stuff. Or
Yeah,
boyfriend,
family,
partner.
yeah, all of that. So
And I was wondering also, do they care? Do they give a fuck?
yeah,
You know? Do they care?
well, I'm not sure whether they actually do.
Do they know? Do they? Yeah.
But that said as well,
Yeah.
okay, if they know that their work colleagues don't sort of like them,
Okay.
like it doesn't have to be, you know, I love you, right? It can be,
Yeah.
then is that their expectation? So their expectation every time they come to work is to not give a shit. You know, like not really care what people think. I'm doing my job. I'm getting paid. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And the people at home love me. Wouldn't do they? I don't know.
Yeah.
But my point is, does that stop them if they feel that way, right?
Yeah.
If they feel that way, if they're comfortable, like they're totally comfortable to go to work, know that their work colleagues don't like
Necessarily
them.
like them.
Yeah, right. Don't like them. They're there to do their job, and they couldn't care regardless of whether the other people do their job or they hope they do. And then they come. Does that stop them feeling any emotional trauma?
From being closed off like that, or from not caring. Is that what you're saying?
From other issues. So the people that want people to like them when they go to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's say you,
Yeah.
me, we go to work. We want other people to sort of interact with us and have sort of, a connection with us, right? And then the emotional baggage that we have is that if they don't like you,
Yeah.
like if they think you're a dick,
Yeah.
right? And I don't like him. He's this, whatever, right? Do we carry more emotional baggage going home than the people who do?
That's an interesting one. Yeah. I guess it depends if they really don't care. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Let's assume
really not care.
Let's assume they don't care. Then yes,
They do.
the people that
They do.
that care will carry more, but they also get more positive out of it because then the other colleagues will treat that they'll you have bonds or you have conversations or you sometimes you can go home feeling good, You know, I mean, everyone goes home feeling good from work. Don't get me wrong.
Everyone goes home
That's it.
feeling good from work.
Because work's done.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay. Um,
and nobody wants to go to work.
but what if you
really love
leave
the
with
job.
that? What if you leave with that sort of negative feeling?
Okay.
People don't like,
Well,
you know.
it fucks. I've been there.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
yeah.
might have been there.
Oh, yeah.
You know. And I guess that's why I try. Like that. Maybe that's why I try to even if it's not as simple as I try to make people like me. Maybe I just try to fit in a way that makes it easier for other people. And I think there can't be anything wrong with that, you know. And if it makes it easy for them, then they'll make it easier for me. Maybe they'll do me a favor. Maybe you know, opposed to that person that isn't, who's just sort of you know in their own world
Mhm,
and not sharing
mhm,
anything
mhm.
or not. I wouldn't say they're not uh, giving an input, but in a way that not, you know, like because they're working.
They're doing their job.
Hopefully they're a good worker. That's the first thing. Hopefully they're a good worker because if they're shit and they're shit at working, then I don't know. That just makes it hard on everyone. I feel like.
So you think if they're not good at their job,
Yeah.
you know, like they're poor at their job,
Mm.
which could be the case. It could be that they're not suited to that job. It could
Yeah.
be that the job is too complex for them. It could be that they're distracted by other things.
Maybe they're unhappy.
Yeah, or unhappy, emotional, right?
Yeah.
And then they don't involve themselves emotionally or socially with other people that they're working with,
Yeah.
and like clients or stuff like
Okay.
that's
Customers, yeah.
real. Yeah, that's really negative. Like
Yeah.
they can't. Surely you can't continually do that.
Hmm. Well, some people can.
Some people do.
And some of those people are probably going through some shit, but some aren't, you know. And some people just that's just how they're brought up, and that's who they are now. Because, like you said, they have that expectation, right? Nobody's gonna like me, but that's okay. I'm just here doing my job, and there's something sad about that as well, a little bit, you know. And I think those people are the challenge of like, can I get them to like me? Can I get them to open up? Can you know? Because if they're happy, maybe it'll make everyone's life a bit better, you know.
But you raised a great topic there too. Like you mentioned that maybe they're struggling away from work.
Yeah.
What about the people who are struggling away from work who show up to work?
Yeah. And put that
That's
aside.
like perform.
Yeah. That's extra, isn't it?
Yeah, but is that messing them up mentally? Going, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. I think it's more of a positive thing. You go to work, you've got this sort of release, you can go, okay, well,
Yeah.
I want to make, this, whether it's a customer
Yeah.
or a client
Yeah.
or another staff member or, whoever it is. I want to put positive vibes on this person. Surely that does. It makes you leave, like at least for 5 minutes if you drive home.
Yeah.
That makes you feel better about yourself as a
Because
person.
you can feel good. You know, yeah. I think the interactions, you know, just for example, like you finish your job and you just like, see ya, boom, done. Or you're like, oh, thanks for a good day, you know, it was a good day.
Yes.
I'll see you tomorrow, you work tomorrow, you know, that kind of thing. That's healthy, you know. For both sides almost. Yeah.
I agree that like when you leave,
Because that's the energy you got to come back
when you
with
leave
as well.
there's so many people, and like I've worked a
Yeah,
fair bit in my
yeah.
life, and people just like,
Straight out, gone.
so wow.
Okay.
But then someone will say to you, when are you working next?
Mm.
And just something so subtle as that. When are you working next? Or,
Yeah.
oh, are you working tomorrow? Like it's almost like a hug.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
And you can hug too if you want, you know, handshake, hug, tap, whatever, you know.
High five.
Sometimes if someone's having a hard day or whatever, you give them a hug, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that. A lot of people aren't.
As long as they're as long as they're like, we don't want you to get in the wrong place.
You can ask them too. You know.
But yeah,
Do you wanna
there
ask?
is nothing wrong with showing some human
Yeah.
affection. I think like the paper bags back in the 70s and the 80s, we need to get some sort of human affection back
Yeah.
together without it being disrespectful. Like,
Yeah.
But, don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
We're not here to touch or grope anyone.
No.
Okay? But there is nothing wrong if two people are agreeable, that they feel that, a high five, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Maybe it'll be new for them. Maybe they'll appreciate it. Maybe they'll
they
like it
might
more
love
than you know. And then next time they'll be the one giving you the high five or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of cliches that are cliches, but they're good. And I think putting the energy out that you want to receive back is a pretty good one, you know. Yeah, I think you can't go too astray with that unless you're putting out bad energy. And if you're putting out bad energy, then hopefully, there's someone there that understands that and can either absolve some of that and help you deal with that, or just change your mood, or yeah, because sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you just have outbursts, or you just feel a certain way, and you just reach your limit. So yeah, it's definitely understandable. And some people everyone has shit days. Everyone has shit days.
That they do.
Mm.
So we probably should have given you a little bit more of information about us before we started, but we'll try and give you some now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we could put it. I could cut it in, but yeah,
Edit.
intro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of good. It's different,
Maybe we can
Mix things up.
maybe we can put it at the start and then come back to it. It's like
Like,
time travel.
you couldn't do that in the 70s.
You have to need a couple of different paper bags for that one, I think.
So, my name's Adam.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Dill's dad. This is Dill, otherwise known as D. Okay.
D, that's Ads, Bowie, Adam, Dad.
Yeah,
Who be Dad here?
Dilbo. But we are extremely connected.
Have a pretty good relationship, I think. We've been through some things together, and I think we're reasonably understanding of those things, and so yeah, we have a good connection, and I hope there's other people out there with that same connection. Some people don't, so I'm sorry about that. But hopefully we can give you an insight of to what it can be like, and
And in no ways has it been perfect. Like, in no ways. That probably says more about him than me.
well, I came from you, so
Like, what I mean is, like, I fucked up, he hasn't. So, but also, like, I have 3 daughters. I've been through a few relationships. I've had 2 children to one mother, and then 2 children to another mother, who's passed away now. So, we've had a complex journey.
yeah.
We've lived in Melbourne, Cairns,
The whole East Coast.
Nanango, I've lived in Darwin, yeah, we have been in various places.
Met some different people.
Oh, amazing people.
Amazing people.
And I have families all over the place. I have people that I love and who love me that are outside my family.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to share our journey with you and try and give you sort of, some, not so much, I don't know. We want to just give you some insight.
Yeah. Insight, perspective. Like maybe you're right and we're wrong, but
You probably are.
let us know. Yeah, you probably are. Maybe we have no idea.
But
yeah.
even if you think you're right, let us know. Okay. No,
But yeah,
we just want to share stories.
it's good for
There's a
us.
few stories.
It's
Yeah,
good for
it's
us.
good therapy.
Yeah.
Good therapy for us. Hopefully, it's good
Yeah.
therapy for you.
Otherwise, yeah, someone to listen to, or yeah. Another topic, or
Yeah,
we
let's
good?
go another topic.
Another topic.
Yep, you bring it up. Whatever.
Oh, this is a hard one.
This is really well planned, as you can see. Like
Yeah,
a supermarket came out of there.
that was a good one actually.
Yeah.
I actually wanted. Maybe we can go back there because
Supermarket.
people with their trolleys. Oh my god. Okay, I don't remember when. It was a couple of years ago, maybe. I don't remember exactly everything about it, but there was someone people leave their trolleys, anyway. And
In the
someone,
car park.
yeah, whatever. Sometimes it's kind of dangerous. Sometimes it hits other cars, whatever. Okay.
Yep.
And I don't. I think it was a real thing that happened to me. I think it was a real thing I heard happening. But someone said, "Oh, it doesn't matter. That's their job. They've got a trolley. The trolley person.
The trolley boy. Come on, trolley boy,
Do
get that
people,
trolley.
do people think that someone just comes to work every day and does trolleys? Is that what they think? They must think that, right?
Well, they sort of do, but I still think it's it's disrespectful.
Maybe once upon a time.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. The big.
Oh,
the big
someone puts a busy shirt on.
okay, those ones, the big supermarkets. Yes.
Yeah, the real big one.
Okay, I'm talking about like a little one that doesn't have the people with the trucks that actually that's their
Yeah.
job. Okay, I'm talking about the ones that are like small, like your local.
So where was this, King Roy?
Maybe I don't know. Probably not that small, but it wasn't like a big supermarket. So they didn't have someone specifically to get the big ones from here, the ones from here, the ones from here. They didn't have that. It was just like the only time the trolleys get collected is by a staff member.
Yeah,
right? And that staff member, yes, they've got other stuff.
Yeah, like he's doing fruit and veg, he's
filling
putting
shelves.
apples,
Maybe
all sorts of shit.
maybe he's serving customers on the aisle that just closed, and now you've got
They
you've
had
got
this
10 people
person
in line.
push the trolley out, that left their trolley in the middle of the car park.
You've got 10 people in line. This one had to close because he had to go get trolleys.
Yeah.
Your trolley, and now or someone like your
Yeah.
trolley, and now you're standing in line because of that. So
Mm.
it's a little thing, but I think pushing your trolley at least back to where the trolleys go, it's not so much of an ask. It's literally a trolley bay for your trolleys. They would not be there if it was just someone's job to collect trolleys. And I've done it. I know.
I know.
Sometimes people trolleys are ages away.
I don't want to keep professing that I'm a superhuman.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have never not pushed my trolley
Yeah.
back to the trolley bay.
It's the least.
It
you can
is
do.
not that
Come on.
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
I'm not the fittest person in the world. I'm not the unfittest person in the world.
I just had a thought though. What if you've got like
Kids.
toddler,
Kids.
and a
Yeah.
baby,
Okay. Kids and a baby.
which I've never thought about before. In that, because normally it's not that either. Like I don't think a baby
Okay.
need that.
If I had kids and a baby,
Mm.
this could be controversial.
Mm.
I'm going to start the car,
Yep.
turn the aircon on,
Okay.
and guess what I'm going to do?
Push it.
I'm going to push that trolley back because you know what? That was my decision. to
Hasn't
get that
failed yet.
trolley.
I'm still here. Haven't been kidnapped. All right.
That it was my decision to get that trolley.
Yep.
It wasn't, like you can say, oh, but my young child and my baby, they're left in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I reckon they've been left in the car for about the similar amount of time that you're going to push the trolley.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like,
Some people leave them in for way too long, like 10, 20 seconds. Like they're not that far away, are they? And if they are, okay.
okay, our first podcast could be delayed.
But if you're gonna be one of those people that just has to leave the trolley there, okay? At least put it out of the way.
Yeah.
Don't leave it.
Okay, that's yeah. Don't stop someone else from parking.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you think
Put it
about
in
that,
front,
okay, yeah. So if you think about that, okay, you can probably put your trolley within about 10, 15, 20 meters, and it not be an inconvenience for everybody else.
Yeah. But yeah, some of the places are pretty windy,
Right,
and
right, this topic.
those trolleys they just go crazy. Every it's like there's actual channels that do like there's a cut like a Cartnark, and he doesn't work for the place, but he'll go there with a high vis on and he'll be like wee. But you push the trolley behind their car, and they'll get out and like rage at him and stuff.
I love the parking
That's
spaces ones. You know, the car parking spaces when they take a picture of a car,
Yeah,
and the car is like,
way off.
not even
Thinks
close.
it's a motorbike can
Like-
park on the line or something.
You're in a diagonal, and the car
Yeah.
parks straight.
Mm.
I've had some of those, and I've really wanted to like actually
Take a photo.
just just ram their car.
Ram the car. Okay.
I really wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a car that's that expensive, but I do have a car that can
If your car got rammed,
do quite a bit of damage.
if your car got rammed and you parked badly, it wasn't okay.
Yeah,
Someone's
but I honestly, I would drive in, ram it, and then I would reverse it and park somewhere else. Okay, you would not know it was me, and then I'd go for the shopping trolleys too.
Yeah.
But no,
These things must cost a lot of money too. All those trolleys. I mean, I know it's not that much.
the trolleys,
Yeah, I wonder how much one of them costs
a trolley.
you. Yeah, for the supermarket, they probably buy in bulk, but
Yeah, but they'd have to pay at least like
120.
400
each.
Yeah, I reckon. Someone should Google that and
They're
let us
pretty
know.
wrong.
Let us know how much a shopping trolley costs, because
Yeah.
I reckon, like, for the amount.
Let us know the currency too, because we're
Okay, so
AUD.
let's go back to the 1980s. Okay, so the 1980s, I worked for a supermarket in Richmond, which is in Melbourne as well, and my job was to actually collect trolleys.
It's alright.
I did other things, okay?
Yeah.
Like, then they'd say, we don't have enough trolleys. Can you go out and get them, right? So what would happen is it was a fairly small supermarket. I think it was a Woolworths in Richmond.
Okay. Was it still Safeway at the time? Is that what they called it?
I don't know. It could have been. No, that was SSW. But it could have been Safeway before Woolworths. So when they used to get down to about 10 trolleys, they'd go, hey, Adam, can you go get some trolleys? And I'd be like,
Little runt.
yeah, okay, awesome.
With me?
I'm training at Hawthorn Football Club, but I'm collecting trolleys in Richmond. Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Kills your ego. It's good.
yeah. So I used to go down to the train stop and
To get the
around the
trolleys.
streets, and and
How
I'd
far?
collect them, right?
How far are we talking?
Oh,
1.5 K. But
no,
that
probably
far.
about a 1 or 1.5 K circuit.
that's decent.
Yeah.
Circuit.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yep.
and it was funny because depending on what day it was, if you worked there long enough, you knew where to go to get
Exactly, because people are
shot the same day.
Yeah.
So you go, oh, they're up Burnett Street, they're number 40. So, you'd go there and grab them and you'd be like, thanks so much for taking a trolley.
Yeah.
Anyway, one time there were lots of businesses in Richmond, okay? And some of the businesses in Richmond were laundry businesses, okay? And laundry businesses, what they required was things to put clothes in once they came out of the washing machine and went into the dryer.
Oh.
So you know what they used?
Trolleys.
Trolleys, shopping, trolleys, right? So one day I was quite, at this day, and I, went down this road and I was like, whoa, there's like 30 trolleys. Yeah, 30 trolleys, right? And I thought, now, the laundries were run by people that had come to Australia recently. And I didn't want to go in there and deal with, some anger or something.
Okay.
So I went back to the manager and I was like,
You can have that.
I found 30 shopping trolleys, and it was the most excited
Yeah.
I've ever seen him.
You're promoted.
Yeah, like he was like,
Senior. You're now in charge of
I'll actually write you the contract for Hawthorn Football Club. And he's like, wait. And I told him, and he's like, and he was, the people that own this business were new to Australia. He was certainly not new to Australia.
Okay.
Okay?
Very Aussie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he was like, let's go. And
Okay.
we got in his car. First time I've ever been in his car. Right? And we drove down to this place.
Were you a bit scared?
Well, I wasn't, because he was a fairly big bloke.
He just took you with him so that you could bring him back?
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'll walk, thanks.
So we get down there. I had some fear of going in there. He had no fear whatsoever. It was like he was like, the FBI. But me, I was 15, 16.
Okay.
He was like that FBI. He walked in there and he's like, there's your man. We're going to take him now. Get your shit out of that. And he just started like
Wow.
chucking clothes out of them onto the floors. These people were like, no. And he's like, oh. And then he's turned around and he's gone to me, you get it, your shit.
30.
I'm like,
That's a bit heavy.
yeah, I'm like, awesome. Can
many
you not
trips?
leave till I do?
Yeah.
Right. So, but these trolleys, they had them for that long. They were rusty. They were basically
From the wet clothes.
yes, because of the right. So there was maybe one or two that were good. The rest were like, but he didn't care. He just like, and so there I am, like, he's like, he did all the chucking and stuff. I didn't have to do any of that. We, slotted them all in, and then he was like, you're right, let's go. And I started pushing these trolleys back, and I swear, like, probably 28 of the 30, I just pushed them out to the back, and they ended up being taken away. Trash.
I used to send a message. Do you blame him?
I never went anywhere near those streets again. I didn't want to find those shopping trolleys in those streets because I knew what it meant. I was like, I felt like slightly humiliated, I was like, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I felt bad because even though they probably had them for 2-3 years, and it gets back to the story, how much a trolley's worth.
Yeah.
So if you know, let us know.
Yeah.
But I reckon 400, 500 trolley.
Nowadays?
Yeah.
That's a lot. And if there's 30, back then, it's all relative, right? But that's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, back then it would have been spending like $100,
Yeah.
which is still massive. Like that's 40 years ago, 45 years ago.
When petrol was, 40 cents or less? How much was that?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, 16
Petrol,
petrol price.
50, 60,
Okay.
maybe. I didn't pay for it, but I'm not that old. But yeah, it was pretty relevant. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you could do shopping back in the 80s, and a family. We had 3 kids, and you could do shopping, and it would be less than, it would be $70-80 for the week.
Less than the trolley, yeah. I guess
it's probably still so
it's equivalent. It's a good little measuring stick. Yeah, okay. So I think he was in the right. I think he was in the right, but it was definitely probably confronting for you and for them. It's a good memory. It's a funny one.
Oh, it was it's certainly like he was in the right, and he was the right person for the company. It was Coles. And it just showed that he had like Coles at heart.
Did you have a better connection with him after that or not really?
Oh, we always have
Okay.
because he loved the fact that I was like, I'd work there during the day and go to training at Hawthorn.
Yep.
When I was 15, 16.
AFL?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Australian football?
Yeah. And so he always had that sort of connection with me. Probably wished I had made it because then he would have had a bigger connection. But also my sister was working at that supermarket at the time and her boyfriend.
Okay.
And they got me the job there. Basically, when I came down from Queensland, Ellie Beach, to try out for Hawthorn. So yeah, that was the job that I had.
Yeah. Interesting how like I would say probably 75% of the jobs I've had have been through connections. You know, people I've known. You know, you gave me my first job in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I was there for 5 years.
Yeah.
So that was a good little. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
So I can cook. Jill can cook.
He's much better. He's a professional chef.
But yeah, like having you work and Sheree, my eldest daughter, at an RSL, was it was almost sort of like being a teacher into the workforce. Like, this is how you have to be, this is how you actually have to behave. You know, it's not school anymore.
Yeah.
You can't, like at school, and I didn't spend a lot of time at school, and maybe we'll talk about that another time.
That's next time.
Yeah. But it's different to school because at school you can be a bit of a fool.
Yeah.
It's about education, whereas at work it's about actually being diligent and being punctual and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
You're part of a team.
Yeah. Yeah, you sort of have a goal.
Whereas at school you're not part of a team.
Yeah.
It's you, like, I want to be, this person, and whether that's good or bad.
Just your work and not
other
people's work.
Yeah. Whereas working in a kitchen and working in hospitality particularly, and I would almost recommend anyone to work in hospitality because it's such a, it adds, strengths to your character that you won't get from working elsewhere. Yeah. Hospitality is like,
it gives you some
tough, it's time management, it's teamwork, it's dealing with, customers who can be indifferent at times.
And maybe it will give you some insight, and maybe you won't be so much of a
yes,
a customer to a customer. You won't be so much of a customer in the future, because those people are working too, And although some people aren't that great at their jobs, or they have bad days too. Try not to, as we try not to bring our bullshit to work. You should try not to bring yours to a work, to a business.
Yeah.
Because I know some people do, and it's not very fair. So.
Sometimes that's their release. It's like, you know what? Which is,
and sometimes they can have a laugh at it too. So, and that's how they deal with you being a customer.
I must admit, some of my favourite times was when a customer would call me out to have a chat with me.
Yeah.
It was actually some of my favourite times.
Is that sometimes a bit weird? Sometimes like, oh, this could go either way.
No.
This could be really bad. Or it could be really good.
No, I just. Like when they called me out. Like, if it was good, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
I used to actually love it when they called me out. When they had
complain something.
I used to love that.
Like, that means they've got to the point where they've asked.
It actually gave me power. And this, like, without ego. If you call a chef out, okay, to come and address an issue that you've had, and he's halfway through his service.
Oh, mate.
And even if it's at the end of the night, but but you have an issue with something that has happened. I think you're placing too much importance on yourself. I don't know. That's all I'll say. Honestly, Really?
Is that the, can I speak to the manager? Is that the
Yeah.
equivalent kind
Yeah.
of thing?
Yeah. And, you know, there's 150 people sitting in a dining room, and you've called the chef out to have a go. Something happened.
Yeah. And then those other people, they might have to wait a bit longer now
Yeah.
because you've asked.
And that's what I used to hate too. Like,
Yeah.
I would always address that. I'd say, okay, like, I understand you have an issue. Yeah. See those 40 people over there?
Yeah.
They've been here an hour as well. They haven't had their meals yet.
Yeah.
Do you know you talking to me now is meaning that you're more important than those 40 people?
Yeah.
People are funny.
Yeah. And you're in, I don't know about you, but I'm sure you're maybe similar, is you're in like a zone.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you've got dockets here, you've got
Yeah.
people you've got to organise, you know, people relying on you in the kitchen and outside the kitchen. And then
Because basically, once the chef walks out, like,
yeah.
the kitchen stops.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like silly, ridiculous, but the kitchen basically stops. You know, the only things that keep happening are dishes being washed, you know, clean plates being put away. But as far as food exiting the kitchen, it stops.
Yeah.
So if you think you're that important, wow.
Yeah. It's an interesting one, but I mean, people are people. And I'm sure it'd take a lot of progress for there to be not be any complaints.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess sometimes they're valid. You know, sometimes maybe someone's got something in the food. You know. But that doesn't mean you need to
Yeah.
go to that next level.
Right.
You're not that important. You're not that important.
Yeah.
You're not.
Like, if you find something in the food, I totally, you know, respect you're right to say, you know, I found a piece of wire.
Yeah.
That's from, you know, something that you actually clean in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That ends up on a steel pan that you cooked with. That ends up. We're not deliberately putting things in your food, right?
I'm not trying to go to jail.
Right? You know, or a hair, or, you know, most other things. They happen for reasons. If you don't want those reasons to happen, cook at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, you don't need to call the chef.
You can let someone know.
Yeah,
That's
just
fine.
let someone know. I'll probably give you a free dessert. You know, might give you a free meal.
Because that middle person, that middleman, is also going to be disrespected when you ask for the chef, and they also know that the chef's not going to be very happy. So it's just not good for anyone, really. It's
It's like, I understand it. It's a tough one.
You know, you can have your meal cooked again. You know that happens, or you can get a refund. That happens.
Yeah,
you can stay at home.
And generally, most people will refund your meal. Like, I think. You know, I don't know, but most establishments I've worked at, they will refund your meal. You know, like, food is such a passionate thing. Like, you know, there's not many things that people work in, and industries and that you actually put it inside your system.
Yeah.
Right? So, retail, unless you're buying lollies or something like that.
Yeah.
But generally not. You know, buying fuel from the service station, you know, okay, you might buy a takeaway item from, you know, a service station. But with restaurants and hospitality, people are handling things with their food. They're actually creating things. You know, it doesn't come in a plastic bag that gets left in a warmer. They're actually adding to it. So
someone's cut your salad, someone's washed your pasta, someone's washed the dishes, a bit of wire got stuck, it's been unseen, that sort of thing happens. But
with passion comes mistakes.
Yeah.
If you want, if you know what passion.
Yeah. Mistakes are pretty hard to avoid, but we all try our best most of the time, I think.
Oh, and you know, it's come a lot. Like, I don't know whether it's come a long way, but it's changed a lot. You know, like back in SSW days, you know, no one wore gloves. Yeah. No one wore hairnets. You know, you didn't if you had a beard, you know, if you had hair, you didn't have to put anything on. Like
Yeah.
that's totally changed now. You know, there's gloves, and in some ways, I think sometimes gloves are good and bad. But there's hairnets, you know, there's aprons, there's all of these things to make you feel more comfortable in the hospitality setting.
Yeah.
But I also think that the public perception of what they think is right and wrong is extreme.
Okay.
There's, you know, like, I don't think in the 70s or 80s anyone ever complained about hair in their food. Like,
Really? Okay.
I don't,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid,
Doesn't ring a bell.
but I don't think they did. They were just
Sort of
like, oh,
happened.
yeah, well, that must have fallen off the
Yeah.
waiter's head, you know?
Mm.
So now there's, you know, all this, and I've been out, you know, food for a while.
Mm.
It still seems that we're extreme, you know.
Like unrealistic expectations, or just bit of drama queenish. You know, like to make a
Oh,
big deal about things.
yeah, I think in some ways, in some ways, you
A
know,
bit sensitive.
go to a public toilet, see what you find in there.
Yeah. Public toilets are another good topic. Might talk about public toilets in the next one, I think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I wanted to actually do a book on public toilets around Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Interesting.
Mm. The good ones and the bad ones.
All right. Happy?
Thanks, mate.
Think we're good?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
I'll see you next time.
See you next time. See you in the next one. Just want to do like a proper intro. Outro.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Like, I don't know, just a bit more inviting.
Okay. So what's our plan?
No, I just mean like do what we just did, but like, you know, like subscribe to that sort of shit.
Oh, yeah.
We think it's okay.